Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to be here. Today we have a 2v2 Empire versus Chaos battle that I'm actually playing with Indy Pride. So Indy Pride is over here in this commanding Midland. Venris here is piloting Chaos, kind of the more mainline Chaos. So he's controlling the Chaos Warriors and the Halberds. And my good friend Marcus Skine is controlling kind of the monstrous units, the trolls. And you can see here, the trolls, the kind of dragon ogres. So I kind of like this. It's kind of like a sub-commanders almost type feel. And you can see this is the Steel Faith Overhaul mod. So the units are very different. I have not played very many in this, so I really don't know quite what I'm doing in this yet. But you can see the Chaos Trolls are heavily buffed, and there's only 4 of them. So their regeneration is much stronger because it's much harder to drop their unit models. So their regeneration keeps going. You can see their 154 weapon strength is crazy. They have troll metabolism, which gives them physical resistance and replenishment. It's just crazy. Regeneration. You can see there are some chariots over here, some Gore Beast chariots, some Chaos Knights with lances. Again, Dragon Ogres. Let's see if these guys have anything interesting. Storm Rage. Wow. So that is a huge buff. Plus 20% damage resistance just altogether. Immune to psychology, scaly skin. Look at all that. Just brutality. Ooh, I guess Storm Rage is I wonder if he... Oh no, that just says it's active down here. So Storm's Rage, and you can see he has a couple of Shaggoths. You can see a Hell Cannon over here, piloted by the Chaos Dwarfs, and they're actually not unbreakable, or I guess they are unbreakable here, it says this, but I don't think they are actually unbreakable in this mod, so definitely something to be aware of. We'll get that music going. You can see they do have the Lord of Change here, the Everwatcher, and so this does kind of change the meta of the game. The magic is much different, but I'm kind of playing in a, well, me and Indy Pride are playing in a very typical kind of Empire fashion. And in this mod, halberds are cheaper, way cheaper, like 100 and something gold cheaper. So instead of my 4 spearmen, you can see I have my 4 halberds, which just makes this build even more terrifying. You can see I have handgunners here. I have some silver bullets kind of vanguarded into Indy's force, so that when they come down here, I can kind of have this weird angle on them that they might not be expecting. I do have some handgunners over here. I've got some Sterling's Revenge supporting Volkmar in the middle. And I brought Volkmar because I didn't want to bring Lord of Life. And there's Boris over here, so I wanted somebody with regeneration. So I brought Volkmar here, and I do have Banishment, and I'm going to be trying to drop that in this game as much as possible. And I wanted my Lord to have regeneration because I did bring the Lord of Light. And I did bring a number of spells here. I brought the Net, I brought Faw's Protection, which is now very good. Let's pause here. Look at that, 38 melee defense, 32 armor, and when you overcast it, it's that area. So, just, I don't know, like, look at these halberds. You could give them like 78 melee defense. They'd be like untouchable by almost anything if you just drop that buff on them. So definitely Lord of Light, even more powerful. And of course the Net's still very powerful. You can see the Great Swords did get a buff. They have Disciplined. Oh, does not suffer a leadership penalty when the Lord dies. Wow. And they do have, I believe, yeah, charge defense against all. So these guys are just crazy powerful now, but they do cost around 1,200, so they're hugely expensive. You can see I do have the Hammer of Witches here in the back with some flagellants just guarding them. I've got some Demigriff Knights, and then over on this side, because I don't have any units that cause terror, I brought these guys here. And they do have Strider, look at that, resistant to Vigor. Oh, I guess they don't cause terror anymore. Well, that would have been good to know. But still, in this mod, you can see only 12 models. So these guys are like terrifyingly powerful. You'll get to see them in action here in this battle. You can see Indy's prize build, very similar. Handgunner line, halberd line, great swords, spears. He does have the Knights of the Blazing Sun, which is good to see, and he does have some Demigryph Knights with halberds. He has a steam tank, which did get a price increase. Let's see if it has anything special. Unbreakable. No, just seems to, I think they buffed its missile damage or something. I don't know, but it's more expensive. You can see he does have a Witch Hunter. He has Boris Todbringer, just a regular cannon, and Lore of Shadows. So some devastating Pits of Shade are going to be getting dropped in this battle. And with no further ado, we will get started here. They are out of range here of our cannon, so we're going to be moving up a little bit. You can see some Vanguarded Warhounds out here. I wonder if they got anything special. Strider, that is very good on a unit like this. So they can like run through marshlands and trees without any speed penalty. So really, just even better at flanking. And man, look at these badass Chosen marching. Oh man, and they definitely probably got a buff. You can see flaming attacks. They do cause terror. What? Oh man, that is literally terrifying. I guess all the Chosen do. Get some nice shots in there on the Forsaken. I wonder. Just Frenzy, Fear, Berserk. Make some that is so cool. Oh man, they have uncontrollable rage, so they'll just target random enemies. Man, that is awesome. You can see I'm hammering them with the Hammer of Witches. As the Empire, I've learned to fear Forsaken, so I didn't quite know what to expect from them in this mod, so I just kind of targeted them, and I figured I might hit these trolls as well. With my cannon. And just as these minions of chaos come to fight our Steel Faith and Gunpowder, I'm actually shooting at these Dragon Ogres now, which I figured would be a good choice. And they do something interesting here. The monsters are actually going to come attack me, and his line is going to go over there. So it's definitely going to be an interesting battle as I'm kind of gearing up here. My cannon shots coming in. Indy's got a nice position kind of on that hill. Hell cannon shots coming in. Ooh, I wonder if the hell cannon got anything different. I know I just looked at it earlier. No, I think it's the same. Just no longer unbreakable. You can see the Gorebeast Chariot trying to find a place to sit. These trolls are going to get in here pretty quick, which is going to be good for me. It's going to allow my handgunners to open fire. But look at that. My handgunners got a whole volley in on those guys, and they're not even touched. They are like full health. And I've been shooting at these guys. Nothing's going on, so this is not looking too good yet. I do pull my Sigmar Suns out and my Flagellants out here. I really don't want these guys on my Greatswords, but they managed to push through anyways. Sterling's Revenge is going to be taking out the Lord of Change here. And, you know, I'm just going to be trying to deal with these large targets here. My Demigryph Knights are going to get in there, throw their weight around. Flagellants are going to come in here. As we try and deal with these monstrous units. My Greatswords here getting slaughtered, or my Sigmar Suns. You can see my Demigryphs getting in here. They're going to do pretty well against the Shaggots, especially with infantry support around them. But you can see that Shaggots just doing a ton of damage. I do drop a Banishment there, and I've switched my targets now because I don't want to be shooting my friendlies. And you can see a ton of Halberds in reserve. He is dropping some fire spells on my my Silver Bullets, which is not too good for me, but you can see I do route those trolls, but look, not a single model has gone down on these guys, so they will be back, most definitely. You can see the lines here are starting to get engaged. Oh man, that Hell Cannon shot just decimated this unit. Look at its morale too, almost routing instantly. But this cannon has such a great shot on this hill. These poor spearmen are going to get slaughtered by these chaos warriors, though. Look at just the size difference. But the handgunners do have a nice shot on the hill. I am dropping a net here. I saw his Gorebeast chariots coming in, and I'm going to switch everything I have onto these guys. And you're going to see they were almost full health when they got in this combat, and they are not going to last very long, especially with my Demigryphs in there. And when they can't move, it's just bad for them. You can see Faw's protection over here. Look at these great swords. 86 melee defense. So these Chaos Knights with Lances are not going to have the best time. And there you can see I stopped a lot of his infantry too, which was good. Indy Pride's bringing in his halberds to support. and you can see Volkmar here getting beat up by some Dragon Ogres. I did send my Demigryphs out here by themselves. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that, and here we go. And then you can see he does pull his Dragon Ogres over here to fight these guys off, but they are just such champs. They are going to be, usually this would be death. Instant death for any sort of Demigryph Knight unit, but in this mod they are beasts, and they're going to be holding out here for a very long time. You can see here I did kind of see in these great swords getting crushed, so I did net these guys, and now I'm going to be turning and shooting into the back. Oh, Hell Cannon Shot is going to rout his own troops there, so definitely very good for me. You can see these Royal Demigryphs. I need to get them out. Sterling's Revenge still opening fire. You can see Volkmar healing through a lot of this. No kills yet, just because he's been fighting big targets. You can watch my Halberds get in here. But these Dragon Ogres are wisely going to run away from this fight, but they are going to get clipped here, which is good for me. But you can see these Demigryphs still in the fight, still relatively stable. Artillery coming in does shatter those trolls, and my handgunners are going to help these Flagellants not do absolutely nothing in this fight. And look, my Demigryphs are coming in again. And you can see over here, just in a straight up brawl, the great swords and the rear charges from the Knights of the Blazing Sun is just going to do a ton of damage to all of these Chaos troops. And just that cavalry advantage. Oh, look at this steam tank, untouched, full health. Oh man, just as these Chaos Warriors get sent fleeing the field. You can see my Halberds coming around for a flank. What am I going to drop here? Oh, it's a Pit of Shades from Indy Pride. And he's chosen not even going to get lifted up. You can see the Empire troops getting lifted up, but it is doing a ton of damage to these guys. Very elite, terror-causing units. So I definitely like the Pit of Shades pick. You don't really see it very much. Boris Todbringer in here. Oh man, there's the Penumbral Pendulum just wrecking through. And yeah, at this point there's not too much left. I think Archaon's over there, the Hell Cannon's back over there, you can see Shaken. I'm going to send my Demigryphs off to deal with that guy. And just a very interesting mod. Not really quite sure what to think of it yet. I think I have played it in campaign a couple of times, and I really wasn't too impressed. It just kind of felt a little unbalanced, but I don't know. I think I'm going to investigate it a little bit more. And what are your guys' opinions on the Steel Faith mod? I'd love to hear about it. I really don't know what units to avoid or what units to pick in it. I haven't played with it too much, but it seems like I'm going to be potentially playing more of it in the future. So we can see here, well, let's go look at mine. You can see not very many killed on my side. Hammer Witch is getting the most kills, just because I was facing mostly monstrous units. Indy Pride here. Grey Wizard with 104 kills. Grey Cannon doing work. One of the Great Swords doing work. Definitely, we had the numbers advantage. We brought almost like 3,300 troops. They only brought 1,000, so definitely a difference there. You can see Archaon racking up a bunch of kills. The Forsaken, even though I targeted them, doing very good. This Chosen only getting 1 kill. Oh man, that is... I did not expect that. Indy Pride must have totally just isolated and slaughtered those guys. Hell Cannon doing pretty good. I don't know how pricey it is though. You can see Lord of Change not getting a single kill against those great swords in the middle. These Dragon Ogres doing works, but this one only 6 kills. Yeah, definitely I like the idea. I would have liked to kind of see them more work together and maybe isolate one single army, force one of us to kind of rush the other way. I think would have been a great idea with kind of these stacking builds. You definitely want to stick together, because you saw the Chaos Warriors, when the cavalry could just get around the flank, you know, they couldn't do much with those constant rear charges coming in on them. Really would have liked to see those Dragon Ogres kind of on the flanks, hunting those Demigryphs. Chaos Warhounds with poison, definitely a good pick. They just weren't... I had so many cheap halberds that they really didn't have any opportunity to kind of get in there and get to kind of the meaty stuff of our army. You can see this handgunner got 2 XP ranks just from shooting large targets, and these Demigryphs definitely doing work with those XP chevrons they got. But great game to all my opponents and to Indy Pride, and yeah, and again, just tell me what you think of the Steel Faith mod. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Thanks so much, and that's that.